Getting you set for Brooklyn Cyclones opening day coming up this Friday against the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. Hey everyone, Johnny Demowitz with you. Joined now by Cyclones pitcher Quinn Brodey. Quinn, you're back in Brooklyn. How's it feel?
It feels great, yeah. A little weird here, you say Cyclones pitcher, still getting used to that. But yeah, it's awesome to be here. A lot of familiar faces, familiar with the stadium, the city, so it's really cool to be back here.
So you were here in 2017, your first year of pro ball. What sort of memories come to mind when you reflect back to that year?
It's probably the best place you can play. First experience in pro ball. I mean, you got tons of fans, you got all the lights and sounds and everything going off in the city. So I just remember the excitement of the fans, and I mean, really, it's just like it's a special place to start your career for sure.
You mentioned earlier, or we mentioned earlier, I should say, that formerly an outfielder, formerly a position player, now turned pitcher this past offseason. How did that change sort of come about? Walk me through that.
Yeah, combination of the organization saw that there might be another way that I could add value to this org, to my own career, etc. With taking a different path, and they offered me this opportunity instead of potentially exploring other opportunities with other organizations as an outfielder, and decided to just jump headfirst into it. It's been great. I pitched growing up. I pitched 1 year in college, and getting back into it and familiar with staying on the mounds, it's not all important to me, but it's been a lot of fun.
Well, that's exactly where I want to go next, because you mentioned you pitched a little bit in college back in your Stanford days. I think your freshman year was you pitched a little bit, as well as some summer ball stints here and there. But how much of an advantage do you feel like you have rolling into this year, knowing that you had that previous background as a pitcher?
Yeah, I think it's just being comfortable standing on the mound. For someone who's never done it, it's just a totally different place in the field to me. It's a totally different feeling to be looking at a hitter standing in. So I think being able to draw back on through however many tens and hundreds of innings from my time in high school up through college, so it's just feels at home, even though it was 8 years ago last time I was on the mound, or however long ago it was. It still feels very comfortable and familiar.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the pitch clock. Last time you pitched, obviously, that wasn't something you had to deal with.
Yeah.
How is it getting adjusted to that now?
It's been totally fine. I've always been someone who, as an outfielder, I like playing behind guys that go quickly. It just keeps you in the game, it keeps you engaged. So I've always appreciated guys that have that kind of pace. And I think it's just, you just tune your internal motor up a little bit, and it's quick, and now you can't miss it. I mean, there's got 2 clocks right there, so I think it'll be easy adjustment for most guys, and myself included. We get it, we have it in spring training, and they keep you aware of what your time is. So it's just got to speed yourself up a little bit, but nothing crazy.
Let's hit on this year's team now, as far as the 2023 season is concerned. Obviously, some championship pedigree with the guys from St. Lucie last year, coupled with some top prospects. What's the vibe around the clubhouse rolling into opening day?
Yeah, I think I'm excited to see what this group can do. I don't know a lot of these guys super well because I didn't live with them coming up, but I got to see what they did in St. Lucie. Some of those guys had experience here, but it's going to be fun. I mean, you got a pretty special outfield between those 3 guys out there. Obviously, you got Brodey, you got a handful of guys around the infield. It's just, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The pitching staff, we're going to do our thing and see what we can do. But great coaching staff, great group of players. So I think we're going to have some fun, win some games. It's going to be a good experience.
All right, well, there you have it. Have some fun. That's what it's all about. That Cyclones pitcher, Quinn Brodey, joining us here, Johnny Demowitz, ahead of Brooklyn and Jersey Shore coming up this Friday.